So this is the opening song for my album, Elemental. It's called Come With Me. Come with me to a place you've never been. Come with me to the land of which you dream. Come with me where the sky and water meet. Come with me and we'll go there. Spread your arms and float along. Come with me and we'll go there. On the line, I've been wasting precious time. You know how it gets to you when you fall flat on your face. God, I wish I could erase some things I've said, things I've done. But I'm still walking by and don't look into your eyes. Don't hide, we can't hide the truth. To be loved, to let love flow through you. Please tell me fair, where we going? Hates, liars, now so the line's flowing. We don't need where we're going. Love, you got to lay it down here. Love's a river and it's flowing through you. Can you feel the love flow through you? So even though I'm sure Harold could attest to this, right? Because you write for decades before you actually publish, right? Even though I've been writing poetry since I can remember myself, singing and creating music was my first artistic career, right? So that's from one of my most recent albums. This book is called All Made of One. Was published by Blvd Press, Color last October. Picked up a few awards, well, one specifically, since the Guyana Prize Poetry Show, and the best second best poetry collection for the Ghana Prize as well. So those two. So I'm pretty proud of it. And I'm gonna start with a poem called Black Cake. This is an apology to my husband for eating all the black cake. The last slice of my mother's black cake leans against the silvered sides of the Danish buttercream tin. Sliver thin and crumbling. You don't say the things you try, spearing it into your mouth, the one morsel I saved for you. I tried, but cane stalks swaying over bodies bent, falling to the glint of iron beneath a marauding sun, burnt sugar, treacly and indestructible, congealing from golden brown to bitter black cake batter, bubbling in the oven's heart, a rising tide of rebellion songs, redolent with spice drifting through the rivers. I couldn't deny it. This dark flame fueled by brandy and rum, pretense distilled to desire. What does such fire have to do with savoring? I love it.
They are done.
This one is called The Dark. And it was written after a very interesting conversation where I found myself having to defend the dark. Right? So, here we go. I know it worries you. This darkness full of whispered secrets and tangled sheets. But the light, sterile as a reptile's stare, snags on edges and passes down empty corridors. It denies the softness in things. Moist recesses, dark caves, the sinuous certainty of a seed burrowing into bedrock, the silence that on a flurry of wings swallows a whimper whole. I know it worries you. This groping with clammy hands, the bruised knuckles and dirty nails. But someone must dig down past the hubris and rotting leaves. Someone must, on bended knee, mourn the death of a star and sing another into being. Thank you. So I don't know if you've noticed, but whales have been stranding themselves on beaches for like a long time, right? But somewhere around 2 years ago, they started doing it like 200, 400, 50, 150, Australia, New Zealand, and I was like, what's going on here, right? I mean, people have their theories. But something about that really bothered me. The idea of whales leaping to their death on a shore somewhere in the world in the hundreds. And somewhere in thinking about that, it occurred to me that there was an inverse leap that occurred during the transatlantic slave trade, where kidnapped Africans leapt to their death off of slave ships. So one leap is from water into air to drown in air. One leap is from air into water to drown in water. And I thought that was a really interesting sort of inverse relationship, and that it deserved a poem. So here we go. It's called Leap of Faith. In memory of the countless kidnapped Africans who jumped overboard during the River Passage. Clicks and whistles tumble in the surf, bounce off black bodies, slick and smooth. Their lungs crumpled, crushed beneath their weight. And still they come, reaching for flight, reaching the waves, ballooning flotsam, covering the shore to where sand meets blue-lit sky. Like that other leap, but turned inside out, upside down, warped by time, thrumming the spiderweb, a cord plucked. Again, black bodies, slick and smooth. The crack of the whip, the splash as they hit the water, sinking fast and true. Weighted by shackles, they waited for the turns back, for the sun in the captor's eye, for the rush of wind that would ease their flight back home. Thank you. This one was written for a compilation that it did not make it into. I don't blame them. It was a rush work. I wrote it a few days before the deadline, sent it off, and then only after, in true Ruth Osman fashion, only after that reworked it. It was for a gender violence collection. And I thought I would talk about gender violence, but talk about the situation that sort of leads to a boy becoming the kind of man who does something like that, who inflicts harm on another human being. It's called Some Advice, and it's written from that boy's perspective. You can't be weak if you want to survive these streets. That little boy whose tears stained Aunt Merle's white linen tablecloth, swallow him quick, rubber slippers and all, even if you're choke, even if it takes white oak to wash him down. And that young thing at the corner shop who weighs you like the half-pound cheese you came to buy and finding you wanting rolls her eyes. Show her who is man in the middle of the track's dark line. Don't mind that your mother's voice creeps through the window asking where you've been so long, why you left her to that bastard's ways. Don't mind that the bed pulls you soft against its belly, folds you into itself like a womb, like a grave. I know it's kind of hard to clap after these photos, but how much time do I have on these? Okay, one more then. So this one is called Haircuts. Carol, I'm calling your name because you're one of the few people I could talk to here, right? Right? I know you. So I'm sure you know that there's a power in a haircut. There is something about a woman cutting her hair. You know that too, right? There is something about a woman cutting her hair that releases, I don't know, some kind of energy, right? So this is called haircuts. Her hair falls first. A mass of curls blowing across the floor. It rolls down sidewalks, climbs street lamps, sprouts shadows, covers buildings in dark pelt. Cicadas shriek from its branches, and passing headlights catch the glow of yellow eyes. Then her skin, fish scales falling from her shoulders, butterfly wings that cluster and clump crackling on her foot, They fill the gutters, flood the streets, washing cars away in an iridescent tide of longing. At the edge, where waves reach for the moon, then dash themselves leaping and foaming on the rocks, she stands naked against the sky. Thank you. So the last piece is a poem song. Are we waiting for a sign? Are we waiting for someone to save us? Are we waiting for the time when the stars align with fortune's favor? Don't you know it's all right here? In the blood they shed, the tears they cried. Our ancestors laid in tears. In the flesh and soil that give us life. Remember, here is the center. Remember, don't hold back, don't surrender. Remember, here is the center of the universe, of the universe. Remember, here is the center. Remember, don't hold back, don't surrender. Remember, here is the center of the universe, of the universe. Here we stand, calm to calm, a spider's web spanning oceans, our threads anchored to brutal histories, buoyed by renegade winds. Along the arc of our intentions, fugitive futures bloom, tight buds, tethered to loam, nurtured by hands grown craggy with toil, grimed with the soil of our aspirations. Here is the center, in the fellowship of trees dancing to the wind's loud way. Here is the center, where feet drum earth and rum flows for the gods of Marinade. Here is the center, where old stories gather flesh and come alive as we blow on their bones. Here is the center, the black hole that pulls us in and through to new horizons, blue with promise. Here is the center. Here is the center. Here is the center. Thank you so very much. Thank you all.
One more time for Wow.
We aside. The energy and vibration was really nice tonight. You agree?